Let me show you how I make my special fried rice. For this recipe, I'm using liver. Here I cut the liver into bites. I season them with bouillon and onion plus salt only, and then I cook it. When it's cooked, I chop it into finer sizes. And here I've chopped up all my ingredients: this green pepper, bell red pepper, garlic, ginger, chili pepper, I think, yellow bell pepper, spring onions, white onions, green beans, chopped carrots, and this one's a combination of green peas and chopped carrot, but it came like frozen. Here I have my proteins, some grilled chicken, shrimps. This is the whole chili pepper that I chopped earlier. So this is like a view of everything that I'm going to be using for this. Now let's proceed to prepare our rice. I'm using the Ben's original parboiled rice, long grains. Gauge the quantity of the rice. You know now, as an old hand, I use my eyes. But okay, maybe I should actually measure it. So for this, I ended up using 4 cups of rice. This is the standard baking measuring cup. So this is 4 cups. This is how you cook your rice without having to parboil it. You wash your rice thoroughly to get rid of the starch. So usually I wash it like 3 to 4 times until the water is clear. Add salt. Salt helps you to wash the rice very well. I just tend to use salt to wash my stuff a lot though. But you see now with the salt, the starchy part of it is coming out more. So it's very good to wash your rice with salt if you're not going to be parboiling it to get rid of a lot of the starch. So after washing for about 4 times, I was okay with how clear the water is, and I gave it my final rinse. I started the process. Here I'm going to be using coconut oil, the Nativa brand. I really love the flavor. I let that heat up and then go ahead to add my spices. I added thyme, curry powder. This helps you to build up flavor from the start. Added a bit of garlic, ginger. I let that simmer for a bit, stirred it, added my white onions. Then I started to fry my rice. Notice it's fried rice, so you have to fry your rice a bit. Added more of the curry, stirred continuously until it was like golden brown. And then you could tell that the aroma was already building up and infused to the rice. Next, I go in with my chicken broth, which I already cooked previously. So here I'm stirring it, making sure everything mixes up pretty nicely. Pay attention to the level of the broth or the stock to the rice. As you can see, it's on the same level. The stock is not overshadowing the rice. So this is how to ensure that your fried rice doesn't come out looking soggy. So you boil this at medium heat. You close it properly to trap in all the steam. I actually went in, I added some bouillon to it, added salt. That's just the red man salt. Then I added a bit of my chili pepper because I like my spice. So this is parchment paper. The alternative is aluminum foil. I'm optimizing for health, so I've been told that aluminum foil is not the healthiest option, so I don't use it. So here I'm seasoning my shrimps. I season it with salt, with I think onion or garlic powder, with thyme, um curry powder. I like to season my shrimp. I just don't like to fry it raw. And I added a little bit of cayenne pepper to give it that spice level and to make all the spices infused. I love to fry my shrimp with butter. The flavor it brings is, oh my god, out of this world. So I'm adding the already seasoned shrimps one after the other. So I let that cook and I start to flip it to make sure both sides are, well cooked. And you can tell when it's getting cooked, the color starts getting darker, becomes more pinkish. That is done. Next, I am about to fry my veggies. So I go in with my olive oil. I am also using olive oil to optimize for health. I no longer use seed oils. So anyway, I use my coconut oil again, and then I start to fry my liver. This is the liver of a cow or beef. So here I go in to check on my rice. As you can see, it's cooked. You can see the grains are not sticky. It's single. the single, and yeah, it just looks really nice. I love the color. I don't like my fried rice looking too greenish because I don't like to put too much curry or whatever, but this is just good. Yeah, I take that out. Advice you use a separate pan to fry your liver, because this, you know how livers get. It ended up messing up with my pan, so I had to scoop it out and rewash it. So if you're doing this, fry your liver with a different pan from the one you'll be using to fry your veggies, if that makes sense, so it doesn't burn, because livers tend to be sticky. Now it's time to fry our veggies. Here we're going to go again with coconut oil. You let that simmer and then you introduce your veggies. Here I'm starting with garlic, and then I go with my red bell pepper, green bell pepper. I stir that for a bit. My yellow bell peppers, onion, let it simmer for a bit. So I did this and I let it simmer for a bit, and then I go with my green peas. Next up, I went in with my carrots and green peas. This is because they are like the packed ones that are refrigerated, so it's already soft. And I also love to dye some fresh carrots myself, because I love to have that a bit of a crunch when I eat my fried rice. So I introduced that last, and then I seasoned it. This is curry powder. Here I'm adding my bouillon, which is also called Maggi. In this case I use no. Here I went in with some salt, and then I stirred it nicely, making sure that everything mixes well and gets the heat distribution is uniform. So I go in with a little bit of olive oil, because you need to have I'm trying to not take too much oil, but then I still need my fried rice to not be, bland. I need it to have a little bit of oil in it. So here I'm adding a tinge of soy sauce. It's something I tried for the first time. I added a little bit of soy sauce to my veggies, my stir fried veggies, to just give it that extra flavor. Because one thing I love to do when I cook is to build up flavor. I don't like foods that are just bland. I love flavor. I love to taste food and taste different things in it, but in a uniform way though. So this also served as a little bit of liquid to make it cook. Then I go in to introduce my shrimps that I already seasoned and fried in butter. And next, I'll go in with my fried liver. If you notice, I did not fry my liver too long. That's because the quantity of rice I was cooking wasn't a lot. It's not something I'm trying to eat for 2 weeks or something. So it's not even advised that you um, preserve them for long so they stay fresh. I think there's a correlation between health and freshness of your food. As you can see, this is ready to get mixed up in the rice. To introduce our veggies into the rice. In this video, I'm going into the rice with my veggies. Some people like to do it the other way, where they put the rice in the veggies just to make sure everything is well stirred. But the quantity of my rice is okay, and I think the pot actually gives me room to properly stir it, so it's not a problem at all. So one thing you will notice is my fried rice doesn't have too much oil, because it's not so good to eat too much oil. I see some people fry their rice, like actually fry it inside oil. Whatever you like, but I feel like as we um know more, we should do better. We should optimize for health, and too much oil is not good for the body. It introduces a lot of bad cholesterol, which is bad LDL, into your body. And I think as we grow older, a lot of us are not as active as we used to be. So I don't really get it when I see people's rice swimming in oil. But whatever works for you, there's no right way. So here I introduce my spring onions. This one doesn't really need to cook. So the heat from the rice will just extract the flavor out of it. So this is about it. We are done with the rice, but now we have to, do a little bit of something with the protein, right? Another fry again, yes. It's called fried rice for a reason, right? So this time I'm going in with avocado oil. I use a little bit of it. I've already blended bell peppers, tomatoes, habanero pepper, onion. I'm trying to make a stew base for my protein. So right here I'm seasoning. I introduced onion powder, adobo, salt, curry powder, a little bit of thyme, cayenne pepper, and then I stir everything. I let it simmer a bit. So I noticed my stew base was a bit dry, so I went ahead to add more avocado oil to it. I let that fry. I stir properly. I patiently watched it simmer while I kept stirring and monitoring the heat, making sure the heat is uniformly distributed so it doesn't burn. I added some cayenne pepper, and then I introduced my fried chicken. So I had previously boiled and fried some chicken, which I wanted to turn into pepper chicken for this fried rice. So I went ahead to do just that. I let the stew base incorporate properly with the chicken. Okay, so I also had a separate chicken which I grilled. These are wings. The other one is hen. So I also added that to the stew base, which I'm going to be using to eat the fried rice as my protein. So at this point, I let it simmer for a bit, and after that, our food is ready. So this is how I served it. Big portion. I had the coconut water.